Hello. So I just read the newest chapter of One Piece, and I am going to talk about it as I do every week now. Anyway, this was definitely a setup chapter. It was a very forced setup chapter that Oda sometimes tends to do. And, this isn't. People are going to say I'm bashing Oda. I'm not. Oda is my favorite writer of all time. So please don't say I'm bashing him. But yeah, he tends to do this sometimes where it's like this artificial fake timer setup thing, and it always feels very forced, and I'm like, oh god, come on, really? Like I guess I get it because you need the world to be able to set up to listen to things, but it still feels forced. I mean, like, if you're gonna argue with me and tell me that I'm wrong, then I don't know what to say to you. But it definitely does still feel forced. Anyway, this was definitely a setup chapter in that sense. It's really setting up for what Vegapunk's big message is. I think he's gonna get it out, and that's gonna be the Egghead incident. Is like the world being awakened to being awakened to what they really live under, and I think that's what's gonna be defined as this incident. Um, and lost my train of thought there. Anyway, I'll keep going. Gear fucking fifth is proving again and again to be so fucking strong. You just would not after the fight between Luffy and Kaido, you just did not expect him. He's taking out one of the five elders and Kizaru at the same time. He's handling them like, obviously it's not working fully, but he's handling them with such finesse. Like, he is a monster now, one of the most powerful entities in existence in this world, and it's just crazy to see Luffy, this boy that set out on in a small little raft off of his island all those years ago, is now like one of the most powerful entities in existence and is one of the four emperors of the world. Like, it just proves really how far we've come with this series. God, love One Piece, man. It's so good. Honestly, when I ever get really depressed, I'm just like, keep going for One Piece, man. You get a new chapter almost every week, except next week we're gonna have a break week, of course. But just keep going for One Piece. He get a new chapter every week, a little boost of dopamine every week. So just keep going for that. Anyway, yeah. What else was it? I love how we got to go around the world and see the world. I love Iceberg's new cute little assistant. We got to see everyone's reactions to this message coming up. It's really, really establishing that this is like a global incident, and this is like something that's really impacting the whole world. And I really like how they're saying that, because they didn't even just stop at characters we know. They went to across the Grand Line. They went to North Blue, South Blue, and they're showing like everyone is listening to this. This is incredibly important. And I like how Vegapunk is interpreted differently depending on where you go. Like in Dressrosa, he's they're not really sure who he is. And then you go to another place and they're like, oh, we know exactly who this is. I heard all this stuff about his brain. So it's really cool showing how Vegapunk is interpreted as this different legendary figure around the world depending on where you are. And I thought that was really interesting, a really clever use of his Oda's hopping around the world. um yeah, very interested to see what this summon is at the end. Is it going to be those giant ghost creatures from back when Sabo was escaping Mary Joie? Is it going to be something like that? Um, or is it going to be something completely different that we haven't seen before? I'm very curious to see where that goes. That should be interesting. And obviously, for the incident to happen, um, he's not going to be able to stop this interception setter. I think Jay Garcia is going to fail. I don't know what Morge is going to say, but it's like the raid failing that Jay Garcia will fail. It's the new raid failing. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to stop it in time. I think there's going to be some fail-safe set up so that something's going to happen so that this message can get out. I don't see a way the story will go. I could be wrong. But I don't see a way the story will go where this is not getting out. And maybe the giant robot. Maybe the giant robot will come back, and that's what'll fight Saturn off from, or Saturn's spirit thing off from getting to the Strato Lab to stop the message. That would be cool. That would be really cool. And that's my theory, and I'm calling it now. Anyway, Trying to think of what else to say. Oh, new cover story starting, and I'm very much wondering if this is going to be the return of Kaido and Big Mom, because they're not dead. Uh, I don't think they're going to be posing a significant threat anywhere else in the story, but they're not actually dead. And I'm wondering this whole thing of showing Onigashima underwater underneath Wano is like going to be a reveal for their return. So we'll see. We'll see. That's my theory of where this new cover story is going. I love the cover stories. They're one of the best parts of One Piece. So I'm excited we're getting a new cover story. Anyway, I didn't think I'd have a lot to talk about this chapter, but it seems like we went over 5 minutes. So that's going to be me wrapping it up. So yeah,